Welcome back, everybody, to another exciting episode of Back to the Basics. My name is Eddie.
And I'm Josh the Pumpkin King.
What are we getting into today, Josh? Is it Halloween?
It's Halloween.
Is this Halloween?
This is Halloween. This is Halloween. Halloween. Halloween.
Halloween.
Dude, I'm super excited. I'm pumped up. I'm ready for the Halloween culture. Give it to me.
Oh.
Give me some Jack Skellington.
It's spooky season, man. Let's jump into it. Let's get spooky. Jack Skellington, Halloweentown, Christmas Town.
Ooh.
What's this?
It's back to the basics. Hey man, it's the holiday season. It's time for Halloween. This is Halloween. This is Halloween.
It is spooky season, my dude.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah, man.
Spooky season.
That's kind of the newer thing. The newer, age. It's spooky season. Halloween comes around October, September. You see the leaves falling.
Okay.
It's time to get spooky. Spooky season, my dude.
Were you like more? You like more of the kid spookiness of Halloween, or do you like straight horror?
Yeah.
Do you want to be ripped apart by a demon while getting death by snoo?
What?
Yeah, like are you into that? Like a Halloween.
That's a little much, man. But no, the super horror. So
You go deep.
Gotta dive deep every time, man. I'm not into kid spooky. Kid spooky, very vibrant.
Goosebumps.
I like Goosebumps stuff, so it's a fine line, man.
Okay.
But I prefer that shit's gonna scare me.
Okay.
Horror, If I walk into a haunted house, that shit better be scary.
Yeah.
I don't want to see no colorful clowns and
always-
pumpkins, and I want to be scared.
It's
man.
always scary to me. Shit.
I don't get scared anymore that much, so I'm
You're not
always
watch-
looking.
You're not
for
watching
that
the
scary.
right movies. You're not
Oh.
listening to the right stories. Because there's some scary shit out there. I told you about Mr. Nightmare. YouTube.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
Mr. Nightmare.
That's
I think
interesting.
this is the year for you to be introduced to Mr. Nightmare. It's like a modern adult version of Goosebumps. Short stories being told through commentary.
Sounds fun.
With the little special sound effects. Sometimes some jump scares. But just images, basically. And it's very good, dude.
Anything with Nightmare in the title, man, I'm there.
Mr.
I'm there.
Nightmare.
Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street, Nightmare Before Christmas.
And here today, we're here to talk about Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, it's perfect, man. Halloween comes before Christmas. Nightmare Before Christmas. Very, very smart. It's my favorite Halloween Christmas movie.
Are there any other Halloween Christmas movies?
Well, it's my favorite of either, whether it be Halloween or Christmas.
So this movie takes up 2 slots
it's
of
gonna get
Halloween
played
themed
on both.
movies.
It's gonna get played in both seasons.
Yes, definitely. It's got the Halloween theme.
It's not Halloween or Christmas without this movie. And I think that was one of the questions that you had said. You were like, what is it for you?
Yeah.
Which one?
What is this, a Halloween movie or is this a Christmas movie?
I would say mostly it's a Halloween movie.
Yeah.
The whole theme, the whole aesthetic is straight up doom and gloom, Halloween.
But we
dark.
don't get Halloween. We get Christmas.
You
in
get it at the
Halloweentown.
beginning of the film. This is Halloween.
Yeah, I guess.
It's right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they go to the next day. Everyone's
And-
tired. They're all walking away. They're like, I'm going home.
They're trying to recover.
364 days.
364. But they're excited for the next year, except for one person. One person is done. He's done with Halloween. Don't even want to see it no more. Who is that? Who is it?
Of course, it's the Jack.
Mr. Jack Skellington. Jack Skellington himself. Yeah. Jack Skellington, dude. He is another classic, iconic, epic character.
Absolutely.
What is it about Jack Skellington?
To me, okay, so I think this is another beautiful.
It's beautiful for sure.
It's another. Let me try to find my words.
Try to find the words.
It's
it's hard
as
to
far as a
explain.
musical goes. Disney gives us musicals, and I had asked you that question. I said I know you're a fan of musicals. We're
Yeah.
both a fan of musicals.
Very much.
And
Yeah.
obviously, I do believe that there is an influence of Disney movies of us growing up with all of those movies, and they all had song and dance. It was all about song.
You're indoctrinated.
Oh,
for
well,
the lack of a better term,
well, there's
right?
your word, but
That's your word. What do you
I
mean?
didn't say that. But no, these movies, these songs are just they take the emotion to this next level. And I think as humans, when we tell stories and stuff like that, this a story through song and dance is unlike anything, because humans can express their emotions more than just words can portray.
Yeah, sometimes words on a page or like dialogue, it just falls short
Yeah.
unless you have some type of rhythm, some type of music, emotion that brings something out of you that kind of moves the story along. And we've talked about it before. Is when there's underlying music pushing the story and moving it along, and there's that tempo. And this movie, that tempo is a little more like soft and subtle. It's in the background.
Very subtle. Takes you on a very slow ride.
It's so good.
Very good.
So good. So yeah, for the whole musical aspect of this movie, it's unlike anything that when I was young that I had ever experienced. Because you've got, like you mentioned Disney movies and them being musicals. You've got Lion King, you've got Aladdin, and both of those, some of my favorites, very epic. But this
Aladdin, the best.
yeah, but this one just hits in a different way.
Maybe it's because, especially kind of in our generation, we grew up and there was always a goth kind of a little period, like through
Everybody goes through it.
The late 90s and the early 2000s, there was like this dark, gloomy goth stage that I think we all kind of went through, maybe some more smaller than others and some larger than others. But this movie had the vibes of Halloween.
It's so
And then the
good.
way it flips it on its head and throws you into Christmas Town.
It goes from doom and gloom, dark, grays, blacks. The only color is like orange. in
Very
there.
dull, greens and
then,
oranges.
Boom! He goes into Halloweentown and everything. It's just
Halloween.
you're in a different world. Christmas.
Christmas Town, yeah.
And everything's so beautiful and vibrant, and the colors and the lights. And he says even he puts the lights on his eyes. It's
I
so
love it.
good.
Yeah.
It's so good. So that transition, that contrast between whites, grays, blacks, darks, and the color, it transports you to another world.
Yeah. And it's much of the vibe on the screen, the energy, and you have this character that is feeling down. The colors are down. Everything about this environment right now, as an audience member, you're just like, this is a very down situation.
It's very dark.
But then he's thrown into Christmas Town.
And he's like, What's
What's
this?
It's snowing, and he could smell pies and pastries,
And it's the surprise of everything. It's like things he's never experienced before.
yeah, and he's so happy.
Yeah.
He goes from completely depressed to just ecstatically just. It's kind of that moment like when a kid could see the most basic rudimentary shape
And
or
it's
colors,
like,
and it's like, yeah,
it's like a whole new
wow,
world.
look at that.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. It's funny you said a kid, because it's like a kid seeing something for the first time, experiencing it, and just being blown away. And for Jack, it's all the colors, the smells, the snow. He holds a snowflake in his hand, and he's like, "What is this?" He's so surprised, and he's never seen anything like it. And he just takes you on that journey, man. And it's
What do you think Christmas Town? He comes back to Halloweentown. What do you think Christmas Town did to his imagination, though?
Oh, it sparked it. You can see he's so excited when he comes back to Halloweentown and he's in the sled the snowmobile, the Bowser snowmobile.
Yeah, it looks like a little Super Mario Bowser machine.
He's so excited, and he's like, gather everyone, and we're going to have a town meeting right now.
Yeah.
Right now. I just got back. Journey, how long? And he's excited to tell everyone what he just discovered because he wants everyone to share with him.
Of course.
But see, everybody else is on a different
They're on a
wavelength.
completely different wavelength.
Yeah, they're still stuck in Halloween. They're looking forward to Halloween, and Jack's missing, and they're like, where's Jack? Where is he? And then he comes and drops this bombshell on them.
Almost as if like the town can't even function without him. They're all just laying around. Remember, they're all just like laying around. Just, where's Jack?
And you have the mayor. He was like, I can't make decisions by myself. I'm just an elected official.
Yeah. So like,
It's so funny.
not only is there all of these like deep, rich, like I love the way that it merges the two cultures of Halloween and Christmas, and it brings Christmas over to Halloween. And then they finally all get to experience what Jack experienced, the magic.
Because they never seen it. They're just going off of
What he's saying.
What he's saying.
And he's all into we'll talk about him in a little bit, but what's the dude in the wheelchair?
Oh, Dr. Finkelstein. Frankenstein, basically.
Yeah, Dr. Frankenstein.
Yeah.
But he's all analyzing all the stuff from Christmastown. He's trying to find, like you were pointing it out during the movies, he's trying to find this scientific reason why all of these things of lights are so special.
Yeah.
And that was a very, like, honestly, I couldn't fully digest that as a kid.
You couldn't catch it.
I didn't really like. Yeah, he's trying to see what's special about it. But once you get older,
Yeah. He opens up a book and it says the scientific method, and he's like doing equations on the chalkboard, and he's like, chestnuts over open fire plus Christmas plus bells, like what does it all equal? You know, and he's trying to find the root of how these things make him feel, and he's trying to understand it like on a molecular level, like a scientist, like a chemist would. And he's like, there has to be some reason. And then he does that one experiment, and I think he drops the ornament into the beaker, and it starts glowing green.
Yeah.
And he's like, interesting reaction, but what does it mean?
Yeah.
And then that pushes him into his next song.
Yeah.
And Jack's songs, they're very moving.
Yeah.
I think each one of his songs takes you to a different place.
They hit the core. Like as an audience member, even as a kid or an adult, like when he's talking about like so much like loneliness in these bones and stuff like that, you're just like, oh, Jack, like I feel you, brother. You know what I'm saying? And it draws you into that scenario, and you could be like, well, this is me, like, and you can relate yourself to his situation where the mundane life maybe has bored you.
Yeah.
You know, you've gone up and down, like he said. I've scared everyone. I've done the mightiest of things. I'm the Pumpkin King.
Yeah.
And I've conquered.
And he's just so done with it.
What's next?
Yeah. He's looking for what's next. What's the next thing? What's new? And he keeps trying to invent Halloween, like reinvent it, but there's only so much he can do. He's tired of it, but everybody else is singing his praises, and oh, the Pumpkin King, and he's so amazing, and Jack, you were so good, and he's just done with it all.
Yeah.
He's trying to escape, and he finds his escape. He goes, he takes that long walk into the forest.
So what do you think that is? He finds himself lost in the midst of a forest, and he sees multiple doors to different. Are these portals? These obviously are portals. And I had mentioned, I go, it's very reminiscent. Like Jack goes into kind of a tumbling down the rabbit hole, a very Alice in Wonderland concept. And it's funny how we had mentioned
Tim Burton.
Tim Burton went to do Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
Eventually, but
he does all kinds of strange things. All these weird movies that have the same kind of vibe.
And you had mentioned that Jack Skellington, this isn't the first appearance of Jack Skellington. And I wanted to pick your brain because I know you're more knowledgeable in this realm than I am.
Yeah.
I wanted to pick your brain with the whole Jack Skellington concept with Tim Burton. And I know there was later movies like The Corpse Bride and you said Frankenweenie, and like
Yeah.
all of these movies that were very reminiscent and almost maybe tie-ins.
It's almost like he has the same character in mind when he goes and does each one of his new projects. It's always a guy or a boy and his dog. And I think that stems from Frankenweenie was one of his first projects that he was trying to do even before Nightmare Before Christmas. But it was more like he was trying to get it produced and get it made, and it was all in black and white. And then he eventually put out the Disney movie Frankenweenie, and that one's great. But it's always a boy and his dog. Corpse Bride, boy and his dog. Frankenweenie, Nightmare Before Christmas. But yeah, Jack Skellington is actually in James and the Giant Peach. There's a scene where he goes onto the boat, and they're basically everything's like all dead and weird, and he is a pirate on this boat, and he has a pirate's hat on. He has
Jack
a sword.
Skellington.
Jack Skellington is Jack Skellington,
And this is
dude.
before.
And this was, I want to say before. No, it might have been after Nightmare Before Christmas. So it was like a little cameo.
Oh,
so it's
okay.
like he exists.
Is he in the suit, the pinstripe suit and everything?
No, he's just a pirate, dude. But you can tell it's his same
his
face,
same head.
same face, everything. He has the same like smirk, smile.
That's
and
cool.
It's totally Jack Skellington.
I never really got into James and the Giant Peach.
It's a weird one too. It's all stop animation too. Tim Burton, man.
What's up with stop animation?
It's amazing.
This movie, and we talked about practical effects, right?
Mm-hmm.
Compared to a lot of the nowadays the CG, the green screen, and this movie just gives you the emotion. Like if they were to do a CG Nightmare Before Christmas, it would not have the same energy, the same emotion that comes from the characters and the environments and the lighting and the textures,
No way.
the clay and the fabric and everything like that. And the time, you can see the love and the energy that goes into creating these things.
There's nothing like putting your real life, time, and energy. Like, yeah, you can design something on a computer and you're putting time and energy into that. But to be able to physically move a clay piece and attach the head and change out everything and move them the exact way you want, and the sculpts and the set. I was telling you a little bit how they made these miniature sets and they made them detachable so they could move away part of the town and like build a trap door so they can come out and film.
That's
so
so
they
cool.
can get it. Yeah, because you were seeing in the film, you can literally see the whole town, and then you have that depth of field and stuff blurs in and out, and it's all on a set. And those are little like toys and dolls and everything, but it looks real. It
Yeah.
flows and moves so much better than as if they were to do it with CG. It would just look fake to the eye that you can only get so far.
Yeah, and I think what also just gave it all the life, even much more than the physicality of it, was the music.
Yeah.
The Danny Elfman, the soundtrack.
Woo! Danny Elfman. He does it again, man.
This dude just does not quit.
Something about Danny Elfman and Tim Burton, man. They flow together so well. They get each other.
They work very well together.
Batman,
Yeah.
Nightmare Before Christmas, Batman Returns, like everything that Tim Burton does, Danny Elfman is right behind him with the music.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, and I dropped a little bit of knowledge on you when we were watching the movie. Danny Elfman, he is the voice behind Jack Skellington when he's singing the music. So
That's
the composer
crazy. Yeah.
and the singer, one and the same.
So
Crazy.
there's two different voices.
Yeah, Jack Skellington has a voice for when he speaks,
Yeah.
separate,
The
and
voice
a voice
actor.
for when he sings.
And then Danny Elfman sings.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I did not know that for all the years I watched that
And,
movie.
Yeah, it's something because I really love this movie, and I'll put it on, and I had the director's cut and the special edition, and I would just put it on and watch all the behind the scenes and the making, and it helped me get into the world a little deeper. and to find out all those interesting facts, how it's made, who sings it, like Catherine O'Hara, the mom from Home Alone.
Yeah.
She's
Sally.
Sally. Yeah.
What's up with Sally?
Sally's cool. I didn't really care for her too much when I was a kid, though.
You didn't, because you vibed with Jack, right?
Yeah, toss that little doll out of here. Get out of here.
What? No! Sally's very important.
Shoot her off the balcony like she
Sally's
does.
sad, man.
She is very sad.
The whole story is sad.
She just wants Jack to notice her.
That's what's crazy.
Because
Is he never does.
He doesn't, and we'll talk about that a little bit. But he just wants him to notice her the same way she notices him, because that's one of the first things she says. Is she says, "I know how you feel." To be like tired and be held back, and everybody wants a certain direction for you. They want to say what your purpose in life is.
And they put you up on this pedestal.
Yeah, like Dr. Finkelstein. He's like, I want Sally to be like my rag doll, be basically his partner. He built Sally to be his significant other, and she
don't want nothing.
She's just out of there. She's like, I gotta go. I've got a whole different life. I want to explore. She's like a child.
Yeah.
Yeah, she wants to explore. And so you see her rebel in a way.
Oh, definitely. She definitely rebels. She tries to kill him.
Well, she definitely puts him to sleep.
Yeah.
I don't know if she was trying to kill him, but she definitely...
Well, that's the vibe I got as a kid.
Yeah, she poisoned him, basically.
She definitely poisoned him.
So, yeah. But Sally is...
He's like, and frog's breath.
Yeah.
He's like, that's suspicious.
Yeah.
I thought you liked
And
frog's
she's
breath.
hella tricky. She has that spoon. It's
She
just
knows
all...
what she's doing. She's
She
trying to
knows.
escape.
Yeah. She's trying to... any means necessary. She's trying to get out of there. She's got to go.
And it's so crazy on how all she sees is Jack, but Jack is just in his lost.
He's
in his
oblivious.
World.
He's in his own world.
Completely oblivious. He's just, I'm trying to find what makes me happy.
Yeah.
And she's just like, you make me happy. I
And
see you. I feel you. And Jack's just like, oh, fucking,
He's
what's
like
this? Oh.
But he does tell her, he's like, nobody else is smart enough to make my suit. Like, he gives her that little bit of credit.
I
But
think
the
just
whole
because
time,
she sews herself back together.
yeah, because she's a doll. And so
She's got that skill.
But yeah, he's like doing other things. And he's like, you're perfect for the job. He's not even looking at her. He's not even paying attention.
He's just ordering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's trying to get everything done so that they can get ready for Christmas.
Yeah.
And that's nutty, man, to see all those kind of people in Halloweentown making Christmas. They're making Christmas for the first time, and they don't know what they're doing.
No, they're taking toys and bashing them and then putting them in the box.
They took a perfectly good car and just smushed it. I was like, that was a perfect toy for a kid. What are you doing?
Yeah, they doing all kinds
They're
of
putting their
crazy
own
stuff.
spin on Christmas.
Well, that's all they know.
Yeah.
And this is
All
why I
they know is
love
spooky.
this is why I love a lot of the deep undertones of this movie. At least of what I'm looking at is you have these two different cultures combining together and being for the benefit of all.
Yeah. They're definitely trying.
You even have the Easter Bunny show up. He's like, I'm sorry about this, Mr. Bunny. Bunny. It got all scared. It was like, hell no, this dude got a hatchet in his forehead.
Yeah, that bunny took off.
But I love. There's so many different things you could take away about this movie, but when you have like these two, really like dark, like I want to say seedy, but I would say very depressed. Very depressed characters.
Yeah.
And to see them kind of. Jack is trying to find happiness in things. And there's a lot of things you could take away from this movie. He's constantly trying to find happiness in things. And what he does is they find each other.
At the very end,
At the very end, they find each other.
because he finally sees her.
Yes.
He finally sees that she's been there the whole time. But he had to remove himself from the equation.
Yeah.
And that's where you see that self-reflection where he's laying on the angel statue
Yeah.
and he's like, what have I done? He basically ruined Christmas, not only for himself, his people, for Santa,
everybody.
but for everybody.
All the kids.
With his self-centeredness, he ruined Christmas.
Yeah.
And that
I never caught that as a kid.
super underlying tone.
I never caught that as a kid.
It's like your self-centeredness can get you into trouble, get in the way, and ruin things for you, but
and
for everybody
everyone.
else.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. This movie drops some knowledge Tim Burton knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but like I said, to bring over Christmas, and what's cool is even though that Santa Claus got kidnapped and got tortured by Oogie Boogie and everything,
And those 3 little demon kids,
little demons, yeah, little witch demon, little
children
asshole.
of the corn.
It's so interesting to see, and even though that he knows Jack messed everything up, Jack also took it, like, let him go home.
Yeah.
He said, yo, I messed up. Here's your hat. Like,
Yeah.
That's your job. I'm the Pumpkin King.
Yeah.
And I love that, like, self-understanding and kind of Jack was man enough to say, like, you know what, my bad, Santa.
Mm-hmm.
Even though that sounds corny, but, like, he's like, my bad, dude. Like, I messed everything up. And then Santa leaves and then comes back and brings Christmas
to them,
and it snows, and like we had said earlier,
Halloweentown.
but it's cool because you just see 2 cultures, 2 different things come together and unify so beautifully.
Yeah. They do this movie very beautifully.
Yeah.
The colors, the sets, the pops, the snow, the practicality of it. It just makes you feel like you're there. It makes you feel like you're in the world experiencing everything.
You're part of Halloweentown
with them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's special, man. That there's not a lot of movies that can take you there, and only the best movies do that.
Mm-hmm.
And it just so happens they're most likely practical movies.
Practical effects.
Practical effects. It keeps you there.
It's super interesting to just have these movies where physical imagination comes to life more than anything on a computer.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you give me a CG world and yeah, it's cool. You can do all this stuff, but
yeah, man, Imagineer that, Disney, because Disney didn't believe in Tim Burton, man. Well, they believed in him, but they thought it was going to be too dark for kids.
It wasn't marketable towards kids, right?
No. Apparently, according to Disney at the time, in 1996, I want to say.
I think it was 93.
93? Okay,
Yeah.
there you go. 1993, it wasn't marketable to kids. They thought it was going to be too dark, too seedy.
Yeah.
And so they said, yeah, seedy motel. So they said, nope, we're going to send it to one of our other companies, Touchstone Pictures, and we'll have them produce it.
Right.
It was a Touchstone picture.
That's right.
Yeah, in the beginning, you see the Touchstone thing come on. If you own the VHS, which I did, it comes on and it says Touchstone Pictures. But now the newest versions, they're all Buena Vista. It's all
But
Disney.
now Disney's like, oh, we popular? We popular
Yeah.
player. Let's put our name all over it. It's a
we're
great
cult
movie.
classic. Yeah, put this out to all the kids.
Walt Disney.
Yeah, so this is my Blu-ray version, my Blu-ray copy. I actually have a couple different versions. I wish I still had my VHS, my big box VHS.
Oh yeah.
My mom actually got that for me one Easter, because she would make us Easter baskets.
Nice.
So see, that's another thing. So
Got it on the
Christmas, Halloween, Easter. She put it in my Easter basket, but it was Nightmare Before Christmas. She knew I loved it, and she gave me the big box VHS. And that's special. Just like this movie. This movie's special to me, man.
Definitely. One thing that was special were the characters. I think a lot of these characters kind of you kind of went through life with them, right? Because for a lot of people that are into this movie, you do watch it every Halloween.
Yeah.
You do watch it every holiday season. And
it becomes part of your tradition.
And a lot of people, especially our age, have kids, and they obviously force them to watch it. Tell me you don't force your kids to watch this movie.
I would.
But a lot of these characters with the song and dance, you have these Halloween characters, right? Big butcher guy with a cleaver in his forehead.
Yeah, he literally has an axe.
You got vampires, you got witches, you got like little mermaid chick from the Black Lagoon or something. Yeah, you have
Wolfman.
vampires, Wolfman. It's just super cool.
Yeah.
You have these little unique creatures.
They all pop off the screen. Like, they just stand out. Like, I was telling you, the dude with his eyes sewn shut. I was like, what is that about?
I don't know. It's just weird, dude.
Yeah.
Super weird.
Little one-eyed mummy.
The one-eyed mummy's awesome. He's kind of like always helping the mayor.
Yeah. Oh, and the mayor, you know, he's got two faces. He's happy and sad. It's crazy. It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sally, Mayor, Finkelstein.
Well, you hit it. Let's talk about Sally and Finkelstein.
Oh,
What is up with that?
that is a weird situation.
There's
my
something
dude.
going on.
Yeah, he. I don't know. You said something about a doll, and he.
I think Sally may have been Finkelstein's sex doll.
Oh no! You gonna put that spin on my on my classic movie? Get out of here!
Rewatch it.
He definitely wanted
Nobody takes Sally seriously.
her as a companion. I will say that
Okay.
because you did see he ends up making a companion at the
That
end.
looked just like him. He a weirdo.
That's weird.
Yeah, he a weirdo.
Yeah.
He's a
it's like
weirdo.
a female version of him.
It's a female version of him.
He like
And
takes
he's
his
bigger.
brain out
She's bigger. Yeah.
and like plops it on her.
Sally's large.
He
This
likes
new-
some big women.
Yeah,
huh?
this new one's big too. He does. Finkelstein likes some big women.
That's
and,
weird.
Sally is a very interesting character. I think so.
She's cool, but I hated her as a kid
Why?
because she's in Jack's way. All Jack is trying to do is be happy.
She helps
and
Jack every
bring Christmas.
obstacle.
And then she puts fog in the thing and makes it impossible for him to leave. If it wasn't for Zero, he would have just been in Halloweentown. Like, I guess I got to be the Pumpkin King again.
So she literally tries to derail Jack's hopes and dreams just
she
to keep him.
sabotaged him.
Sabotage them just to keep him there so she can have
So
him.
yeah, that's manipulation, man. I don't know about that. That's a no-go. Talk about underlying.
spider webs all over
Talk
me.
about underlying tones.
Get off of me.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a lot going on there.
it's a little weird.
Sally's a very sad character, though.
She's lonely.
She's
dude.
literally
She's
okay.
super lonely.
So look at it from her perspective: is she's literally trying to kill her master and maker. Of course, she's gonna try to be like, "Hey, Jack, fuck your dreams. Stay with me. Stay home. Don't go and live your dreams."
In her defense, the only reason that she was like that, because you can see it on her face too. When Jack comes back with all Christmas, she's like, ooh. Like, he opens the curtain and all the presents and the Christmas tree is there. She's interested. She sees it and she's like, what? And so are all the rest of the
I like how
townspeople.
she's up in a tree in the back of the hall,
Yeah.
and Jack just
He
like
doesn't
she's
see her
not
at
even
all.
there.
Yeah.
No.
'cause
All he
she's-
sees is the tree and the
She's
present.
off to the side. She's off to the side and she kind of secluded, but she doesn't want to be with Finkelstein. But so the only reason that she tries to sabotage him is actually to save Jack. If I'm going to be fair to Sally, even though I don't like her,
I like Sally.
she tries to save Jack because she has that premonition of the burning tree.
What is up with that?
It's weird. It's kind of I don't know what's up with that.
So
to be
she
honest.
has dreams.
She just has, so she actually picks like off this stem of like a tree or something, and it's all Christmas and everything. Maybe she was hallucinating, I don't know, because that little thing sprouts like a Christmas tree and then it just catches on fire and burns down, and
So she thought that would be,
that's a bad omen basically.
and didn't.
That's her
That's
premonition.
exactly what happened.
Yeah, his Christmas caught on fire. And so that was the only reason she was kind of trying to stop him. First she goes and tries to tell him like, no, your Christmas is going to be bad. Like I had a bad premonition, a bad feeling. Like, don't do it. And of course he just ignores her. He's like, it's fine. My Christmas is going to be great.
It'll be great.
Yeah, he's all optimistic. He's up here.
Yeah.
He can't nothing bring him down, but he
Nothing.
doesn't want to listen.
Yeah.
So then she tries to sabotage him. Tries to keep him there. But, you know, our good old boy Zero, he's like, Rudolph the Zero Ranger. No.
Tell me how cool is Zero, dude.
Zero is my dude. You got the zero on the back of your shirt there. Yeah. Zero. Not to be confused with Zero from Holes, but, you know, Zero.
I always thought Zero was awesome, and then when I saw, so let's kind of talk about
He's a character, too. He's a character.
Corpse Bride.
Oh, okay. See, it's going back to that.
So what happened with that? Because all of a sudden it's Johnny Depp and Helen
Bonham Carter,
his wife.
Yeah,
what's his name?
Tim Burton's wife.
Tim Burton's wife.
Yeah.
Fight Club.
Oh, jeez.
Don't talk about it.
Oh, jeez.
What is that? Like, why are you going to like bring it so close, but then say it like has nothing to do with it?
Yeah.
When it's like literally Jack, that's literally Sally, and that's literally Zero.
Seems very similar.
I don't get that. I don't get it.
I think he pulls a lot of inspiration from himself. So I think, and that's what I mentioned earlier, Frankenweenie for him is very much, I think, his own life story. I think he was a kid who had a dog that he was very attached to, and I think the dog ended up dying. So I think subconsciously he puts that into like every one of his main characters. Kid with a dog, and then you have, of course, the female interest, which could be Sally with the corpse bride, whatever. But that it is very interesting, but they don't correlate at all. And I know a lot of people, a lot of conspiracy theorists, they would love for all those worlds to connect and intertangle.
Well, I was working at Blockbuster when the Corpse Bride came out.
Really?
Yeah,
Dope.
and that's what the talk of the town was.
Yeah.
Is this a prequel? This is a prequel. Because, you know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't have a lot of these outlets you have nowadays that just want to just fact, and just tell you everything about the movie. You know, so there was still rumors, a lot of just kind of like things bouncing around. I'm going to tell you
this right now, man.
And it was a prequel.
I'm going to tell you this right now. Grinch?
Oh, hit me with that theory.
The Grinch is Jack Skellington.
Okay.
He hates Christmas in real life. And then he dies, and he becomes Jack Skellington, and his little dog is Zero. They both die up in the cave all the way alone because he hates Christmas. And then he comes back as Jack Skellington. He goes to hell. He's in Halloweentown, and then he finally loves Christmas. Theory. Scoop it up.
You just got dangerous. Get dangerous.
Get dangerous.
Dude,
it's fun. It's fun. They're fun theories.
That was insane. You hit me with that earlier before we watched it. And I was like,
hates Christmas in real life. Loves Christmas in death. It makes sense, man. It's canon. Confirmed.
You heard it here first. Not here first.
Yeah.
But, no, that's cool.
It's interesting if you want to believe
it like
in that
connects
route.
better than the Corpse Bride, even though the Corpse Bride is like literally a prequel.
It's the same thing, and it's cool that they had Johnny Depp in that, because if I ever saw, and we're going to talk about it right now, if I ever saw or wanted to see a live action Nightmare Before Christmas, it would probably have to be Johnny Depp, right? Johnny Depp, Tim Burton, Johnny Depp, Jack Skellington. He's Jack Sparrow. Oh, conspiracy theorists. Jack Sparrow is Jack Skellington. Who is Jack Burton? It's all Jack. It's all Jack all the time, and you don't know Jack.
Dude, okay, hold on. That's a lot. That was a lot to just kind of.
Woo, baby, woo.
Oh.
100. Let's get back into it.
Sally is a sex doll.
No, we've gone down the rabbit hole.
Finkelstein is a lunatic.
He's crazy, man. He's just like you. He's a psychopath.
I have never related to this character before until this watch. Until this today, when we watched it, I was like...
But I thought you said you were Oogie Boogie. What happened?
Oogie Boogie, man.
You like Oogie Boogie, don't you?
Oogie Boogie's cool. I didn't like Oogie Boogie until I played the Kingdom Hearts game, and we went to Halloweentown, and you get to fight against Oogie Boogie, and so that was cool.
Josh, say what?
Yeah, well, so apparently
a Nightmare Before Christmas video game.
So yeah, Kingdom Hearts Square.
What?
So
what?
Disney wanted to make a sequel, right?
Yeah, they still want to.
They wanted to make a sequel, and they wanted it to be all CGI. And your boy,
psychopath.
And your boy said no.
Yeah,
this
Tim
has
Burton
to be
said hell no.
A standalone. It's a standalone work of art.
It's just like Big Trouble.
So why would he say that? Why would he say that? And then turn around and then say, "Oh, Capcom, you want to make a video game sequel? Go right ahead."
Yeah, for sure, we're all for it.
For sure, Kingdom Hearts Square. You want to make want to put us in your game, yeah. Jack and Oogie Boogie.
Because then he could literally just be like, yeah, no, that's not a film. That's a video game.
But it's
You know what I
actually
mean?
the
It is
Capcom
a sequel.
game is considered canonically a sequel.
Interesting.
I probably said those words wrong, but if I didn't, it's a sequel apparently. The
That's
PS2
weird.
game.
It's interesting. I don't know. I would rather have it as a movie than a video game, but it's kind of cool because then you get to be Jack Skellington.
We were watching some footage and the music was hitting.
Yeah,
The
it was
music was-
pretty on point. I would love to see a modern day game on a PS4 or whatever have you, like a remake of that.
Just play Medieval.
Medieval.
Yeah, it's a PlayStation game. They just remade it. It's
Do it got Jack Skellington?
no, but it's
Then
got
I ain't gonna
Daniel.
play it.
It's got Daniel, Sir Knight
Who
Daniel.
the heck is that?
It's basically the same character.
Get out of here.
Yeah, get out of here. But
But yeah, a Nightmare Before Christmas video game. They have one, don't they?
well, that's what we were just talking about.
No, you said Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts, but yeah, we're talking about the Nightmare for Christmas is a sequel.
Oh,
The one for PS2.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Oogie Boogie's Revenge.
Boogie's Revenge.
So
I
he
think
gets
that's what it's
revenge
called.
on Jack.
Yeah, because the three little devil children, Locke, Jacques, and Barrel.
Locke.
That's their names. Locke, Jacques, and Barrel.
Really?
Yeah, Jacques like French, I guess, but it's supposed to
Shotgun
be Lock,
and
Stock,
two-
and Barrel.
Oh, Shotgun,
You know.
Two Smoking Barrels.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
like a play on that. But I
It's a
guess
new Guy
they,
Ritchie movie.
I guess they sewed Oogie Boogie back together and threw all the bugs back in there or something. I don't know.
Is Oogie Boogie a reptile from Mortal Kombat?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
We're getting deep into these today.
When worlds
theories.
collide.
Yeah, because reptile is kind of the same thing. He breaks
of
open
bugs.
reptile and all those bugs spew
That's
out.
Oogie Boogie. That's not even reptile.
That's crazy.
Oogie Boogie was
So
in
now-
Mortal Kombat.
So now I got to see Mortal Kombat versus Nightmare Before
Halloweentown.
Christmas, and it's Capcom.
Ooh, that's not Capcom
Mind
Street Fighter.
blown. Wait, what?
Capcom
Marvel
Street
versus
Fighter.
Capcom. Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. That's
Oh God, I almost went. I almost did,
Dude,
man.
connected the dots.
Yeah, I
The
was
theory
like,
is
I was like,
true.
I was like, what's his name?
Yeah, Charlie Day.
Charlie. I was like, but it's right here. Connect them all.
Carol. But this is definitely a movie that kind of goes with you every year.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people go years and years
I will
without
play it
watching movies
all
from their
Octo-
past.
all October.
So is this something? Okay, so
I'll fall asleep to it.
my brother, I'll eat it.
I'll fall asleep to it.
So what about listening to the soundtrack, like in the car or something like that?
Man. I have it downloaded. A little guilty pleasure.
I know a lot of people love listening to the soundtrack like over and over and over.
I'm very much a musical guy. If it has a soundtrack, if it's a movie and it has a soundtrack and I can download it and put it on my iPhone and play it in my car, I'm on my way to work. Just dancing, singing.
The later
This is
Halloween, the
Yeah.
later half, and even into November, when it starts to rain, a lot of overcast, and you listen to this soundtrack
Yes.
first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
That shit sets your day, player.
It puts you in that mood.
Super
Yeah.
spooky season.
Especially if you started at this is Halloween and Halloween is coming up. It's all October and you're just like, yeah, I'm in the zone. This is Halloween. Like, and that's, as you can see, that's what we've done here.
Yeah, it's Halloween, baby.
It's spooky season, Halloween. We're getting into it. Nightmare Before Christmas. I love it, man. I'll play it. I'll play that soundtrack.
We're going to play the soundtrack
All the way to Christmas.
right now, but at the end of the day,
Hold up. Hold
What?
up.
What?
What's your favorite song
My favorite song?
of the whole soundtrack? You didn't even say that. You can't end of the day this.
Well, I was gonna get your favorite. Okay, so I would probably have to say, it's just what's this? The Christmas.
What's this? What's
It's that Christmas vibe, hardcore.
really
In that, like Jack is like we said, he's experiencing it for the first time, like a child, and just every time I watch that, I put myself in Jack's shoes.
yeah.
And all the flood of memories of what
So good.
special to me about Christmas comes at me like a wave when that song comes on.
Yeah.
So it always hits. It always hits, no matter what time of day or time of the year.
It's that special feeling.
It's that like, it's Halloween and Christmas is right around the corner.
Yeah.
So that's my favorite part.
So on that note, very similar for me when I was a kid, it was always Jack in the cemetery. It was always he's very lonely and feeling like a kid growing up. A lot of people relate to it. I know I did. He's very like, I'm just trying to look to be happy and look for happiness and these feeling of loneliness in my bones, and it hits very deep. But as I got older, and a lot of people, it's probably not super popular, but one of my favorites, not my favorite, but is when he's up in the tower and he's like, what does it mean? What does it mean?
Okay.
It's just so good. And he's trying to break down Christmas. He's like, these little bric-a-bracs and all the toys. So good. But another unpopular opinion, my end-all, be-all favorite song of that whole film is when he is laying on the angel and he's recollecting and he's like, what have I done?
Yeah.
What did I just do? Because I ruined everything. And at some point in anyone's lives, you probably relate to that feeling.
It's a rock bottom.
Yes,
right?
You hit rock bottom. You've done something that you're not proud of, that you did not intend to do.
And it's that moment of solidarity where you look around and see how it's affected everyone and everything around you.
And he's just like, how do I like come back from this? How do I fix this? And his only way is to look inside himself and go back to the basics.
Yeah, baby.
And go back to what he is, you know? And it's crazy,
and
man.
what is he?
He's the Pumpkin King, and that's my favorite part of the whole thing, the Pumpkin King. And he, like, when he says it, he realizes, wait a minute, I am the Pumpkin King.
Yeah, like, that's me.
That's me. And he's, like, lost himself.
Nobody can come and mimic the Pumpkin King, so why am I trying to mimic Santa Claus?
He's special, and he found his special ability. He's like a superhero.
Yeah.
He found his special power. He's the Pumpkin King, the one and only. And it's just so, dude, it's going to get me emotional. That's so good.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think anybody at any point in time could probably relate to that, being lost and just finding yourself.
And finding Sally. They find each other.
Then you have that moment of clarity, and you're like, I can see everything now.
Yeah.
And you can see where you're going.
Very good.
It's beautiful. Oh, I'm done.
100%. Great movie, friends. This is just starting off our holiday spooky season.
We got
back
more
to the basics.
come.
So
back to the basics. We're doing some Halloween specials.
And we're doing some stuff and things.
Halloween specials. This is the first of many.
Yeah.
To come.
We're excited.
We got more.
Yeah.
It's October. Let's get spooky.
Nightmare Before Christmas. One of the most, I'd say, critically acclaimed, like, multi-holiday themed movie of all time. Like, especially for our generation growing up, right?
It's definitely one of a kind, man. Cult classic. Straight off the bat.
And everybody's got their favorite scenes. Everybody's got their favorite character.
The music for me, man.
Well, what is your favorite song? The one song that you could take away from this entire movie? Because so many, like we were rewatching this movie, and like certain songs, Eddie was just like, ooh.
We were rocking out. Yeah. It was amazing. End all be all. That's my favorite thing, man. This movie for me, it is the one, the only pairing of Christmas and Halloween. It's the best.
It's very interesting how they merge the two and how it comes together, and then you can see the different holidays that, you know, could once be.
That's something that we got into on the episode is where's everything else?
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Great movie. The claymation is one of a kind. You don't see a lot of these types of films anymore, and definitely a must-watch every holiday season.
Whether it's Christmas, Halloween, 4th of July, August, September, October, November. Wake me up when September ends. 2020. Screw it. Just watch Nightmare Before Christmas all year long.
Yeah, definitely. If you want some good vibes, some nostalgia vibes before 2020 ends,
Gotta get back to the 90s, dude.
you gotta get back to the basics
Yeah.
and watch Nightmare Before Christmas. It's one of a kind.
Till next time, everybody. This has been another episode of Back to the Basics. Find us on all social media. Josh, hit him with the outro.
What's this?
Oh! What's this? Stay nostalgic for my friends on that eternal quest to get back to
To the basics.